Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson, and I'll be profiling a little bit of this video from Mauro's YouTube channel titled Elon Musk, Oumuamua has suddenly returned and it's not a mistake. And as they're going to go into in this video, back in 2017 there was that asteroid that was cigar shaped that passed by Earth, and nobody could really explain what it is. Well, in this video, they say, it's passed by again, and this time, it's not alone. And we know that with Esau Edom, the so-called white man, coming to the end of his rulership, he's about to pull out all kinds of psyops and deceptions to manipulate the people out here. You've got the whole revealing of UFOs or UAPs and the mysterious drones, Project Bluebeam, and all that. People in the government and other agencies openly admitting that we're not alone and that there's alien intelligences out there. Well, regardless of what Esau comes with, we know one thing for certain, and that is, that there will be, an extraterrestrial invasion on Earth. But it's not going to be by little green men. It's going to be by the angels of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, led by Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, who are going to be returning in the chariots or the heavenly vehicles, which people ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs. And they're coming to take away Esau Edom's rulership, as well as save the elect of the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners who have come to look like these heathen nations. But before we start this video, this is Psalms 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. And the angels have the appearance of, so-called dark-skinned Negroes with woolly beards and afros. And when you read Revelation chapter 1 around verse 14, Yahweh Shai has the appearance of a dark-skinned Negro with a white woolly beard and afro. But as it said, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. That invasion that's about to take place on planet Earth. And Oumuamua, could have very well have been a chariot. And hey, as we're about to see, it's coming back, and it's having their other objects with it as well. This is Isaiah chapter 66, verses 15 to 16. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, a destructive force, to render his anger with fury and his rebukes with flames of fire. And those chariots are going to be firing concentrated heat, or so-called laser beams from them. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, judge all flesh, chiefly you Edomites, and then trickling down to, the rest of you heathens, and even the wicked of our people who are rebellious are going to get hit by that fire from the chariots. And also, you're going to have the sword, which the wicked, who is Esau Edom, is the sword of the Lord as pursuant to Psalm 17, verse 13. And Esau's ultimate sword is what? Those nuclear missiles. So in the midst of Yahweh Shai's second coming, he's going to be saving the elect, The chariots are going to be shooting laser beams, and also nuclear missiles are going to be getting shot to the ends of the earth. And we're also going to be in the midst of World War III. And the slain of Yahweh shall be many, point blank, period. But now let's get back to this clip, and I'm going to play a couple of minutes of it. And this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this video, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
Let's rewind to the start. October 19th, 2017. Robert Weirix parked at the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii, doing the usual gig, scanning the sky for asteroids that might turn Earth into a cosmic piñata. He catches a glitch in the data, a blip moving way too fast. At first, it's just another dot, but he crunches the numbers and holy hell, it's clocking 196,000 miles per hour. That's not normal. Most stuff in our solar system, asteroids, comets, whatever, either loops the sun or gets yanked around by Jupiter's gravity. Not this guy. It's slashing through at a wild angle, like it's crashed our party uninvited. Weirich pulls up older scans, and the truth smacks him. This thing's already blown past Earth, barely noticed, and it's hauling ass out of sight. Where'd it come from? Not our neighborhood. It's interstellar born in the void between stars, millions, maybe billions of light years away. They slap a name on it. Oumuamua, Hawaiian for scout or first messenger from afar. Sounds badass, but it's what it is.
And what's spiritual about that is he said Oumuamua can mean scout or messenger, and the word angel, that's simply what it means, a messenger. Hey, the prophets, hey, they're angels or messengers of the Lord. And then what? The actual angels, hey, they're also messengers of the Lord. And the message they're about to bring is what? Rendering the anger and the fury of Yahweh Bahashem Yahabushai with flames of fire.
It's nuts. Picture a thing 240 to 400 meters long, about a quarter mile, yet only 35 meters wide. A giant space pencil, tumbling end over end every 7.3 hours like a drunk gymnast. It's reddish too, reflecting light in a way that's off. It doesn't match the usual space rocks we know. Comets heat up near the sun, spewing gas and dust into tails. Oumuamua, nothing. No trail, no puff, just silence. Then the real kicker, it speeds up as it exits, defying how gravity's supposed to work. Normal rocks slow down or coast predictably. This thing acts like it's got a mind of its own. Scientists lose it. Some say it's an asteroid with a weird twist. Others bet on icy outgassing, gas jets hidden inside, giving it a nudge. Plausible, sure, but there's no proof, no vapor, no debris. Then Avi Loeb, big shot Harvard astrophysicist, steps up and drops the mic. What if it's not a rock? What if it's tech, alien tech? Yeah, I know, sounds like a sci-fi flick, but Loeb's not some tinfoil hat guy. He's legit, with creds out the wazoo. He points to that speed boost and says it screams light sail, a super thin craft pushed by sunlight, no engines needed. Think a cosmic kite catching photons. We've got proof it's possible. Light Sail 2 launched in 2019, tweaking its orbit with sunlight alone. If we're doing it, why not someone else, way ahead of us? Back in 2017, we couldn't catch it. Too fast, too late. It bolted before we could blink. But now, with round 2, we're not screwing around. Fast forward to 2025. Telescopes ping something weird, an object slicing through space, retracing Oumuamua's old stomping grounds. Same cigar shape, same chaotic tumble, same sneaky acceleration that laughs at physics books. Scientists double-check the data, and bam, it's not a glitch. Then the bombshell. It's not alone. At least 2 more objects tag along, shadowing it like a posse rolling deep. Same vibe, same tricks. Elon Musk never won.
The chariots of the Lord are thousands, even 10,000s of angels. This is Zechariah chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 1. The flying roll. And you know what's interesting is when you look at a roll, what is it? It's long and it's thin, like a pencil, how they described Oumuamua. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And I'm going to get Zechariah 5:2 in another translation, in the NLT. What do you see? The angel asked, I see a flying roll. I replied, it appears to be about 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. And that was the shape and the side of this particular chariot that the prophet Zechariah saw. But the chariots aren't bound by man's understanding of physics or just man's understanding in general. The chariots can come in many different shapes and sizes and colors. We're talking about the heavenly vehicles of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. Verse 3, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And who is the ultimate thief on the face of the earth? You Edomites, or so-called white people. Just look at how you have obtained everything you currently have through rape, robbery, and murder. So as it says, this is the curse that goeth forth over the whole earth, the judgment that Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is coming with. Again, his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger and his fury with rebukes of flame and fire. And as it says, to cut off everyone that stealeth on this side and everyone that sweareth on that side. Verse 4, and swearing by these false gods, which, Esau, Edom's whole society is built off of everything contrary to Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. And like I said earlier, not only are these chariots coming for these heathens, but they're also gonna, destroy the wicked of our people as well. And, you got our people out here swearing, on these false gods and ideologies out here. Verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. And that ultimate house of the thief is the United States of America, which is going to be the place that's going to receive the greatest judgment from Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. And what do you have? You got these Edomites ruling in wickedness here, and then the majority of the Israelite camps are in America or Babylon. And as we're seeing, these false prophets are getting exposed more and more, showing that they truly are swearing falsely by the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. So everybody outside of the 1/3 of the elect in America, when that curse comes, you're just going to be fuel for the fire that's going to be consumed like the timber and the stones thereof.
One to shut up, fires off a tweet. This is humanity's wake-up call. Biggest find in our history. SpaceX's deep space sensors back them up. These aren't mirages. They're real and they're in our backyard. The science world's buzzing like a kicked hive. Is this Oumuamua 2.0, a sequel no one saw coming, or
homeowners everywhere are ditching solar panels for this. It powers your entire home.
or a brand new squad? They're solid, no gas trails, no comet theatrics, just pure, eerie movement. That speed up's back too, subtle but real. Some cling to the outgassing excuse, ice vaporizing inside, pushing them along. Sounds tidy, but where's the evidence? No dust clouds, no bursts, just clean, smooth gliding. Musk and Loeb aren't buying it, they're doubling down. Could these be probes, scouts from some long-gone civilization, maybe even active tech doing who knows what? The data's rolling in hot. Upgraded ground telescopes, SpaceX orbital eyes, Blue Origin's rigs, all locked on. Let's break it down. First time Oumuamua hit, we were caught with our pants down. Basic scopes, rushed math, barely a glimpse before it ghosted. Now, we're loaded. Ground stations worldwide sync up, private firms pile in, and the tech leagues ahead. These objects aren't slipping away unnoticed. NASA's already huddling with SpaceX, plotting a probe launch to get up close, fast. China's CNCA jumps in with their own plan, and the European Space Agency's eyeing a repurposed rig to intercept. Why the mad dash? If these are natural, we're peeling back the universe's diary, How stars cook up weird rocks light years away. Cool as hell for science nerds. But if they're not natural, that's where it gets nuts. Imagine snagging proof of alien engineering, something built, not born. The implications hit like a freight train. New tech ideas, sure, but also big questions. Who sent it? Why? Are we late to a cosmic party we didn't RSVP for? This isn't just stargazing anymore. It's a race with stakes we can't even fully grasp yet. Every agency, every company, every brainiac is on high alert. We're not letting this slip through our fingers again. So why should you give a damn about some space weirdos?
And hey, decades ago, talking about aliens or UFOs or anything like that would have been straight, seaspiracy, tinfoil hat. You're bugged out. Don't deal with that person. Messages. But now you literally got, legit people in business and the government saying, hey, it could be alien tech. Hey, UFOs do exist. Hey, there is intelligent life outside of humans. That's because we are at the end of Esau Edom's rulership. And, Esau's just trying to do damage control to control the narrative. But as we get closer and closer to the end, and these chariots make themselves that much more apparent out here to the average person, people will have no choice but to admit that this is definitely something that's of a divine nature. But like we've been going into throughout the video, these chariots are ultimately coming to do two things. To save the elect of the nation of Israel, and to also be the curse that goeth forth over the whole earth, towards you heathens, but chiefly you Edomites. Let's get back to these precepts. This is Isaiah chapter 63. I'm going to start at verse 1. And the header reads, God's vengeance on the nations, the heathen nations. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? So right off the bat, it mentions you Edomites. And Basra was an ancient chief city of the Edomites. So the chief city today of the Edomites is again America, the ultimate house of the thief. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Speaking of Yahushai, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat, symbolizing the great death and destruction Yahushai and the heavenly host is coming to bring. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger, the anger of the Lord, with rebukes and flames of fire, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And with all these end times prophecies ramping up exponentially, that just goes to show us that the year of the redeemed or the elect is very near, and the day of the vengeance of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is near as well. And it's also no coincidence that we got Donald Trump back in office, and what was one of his major things during his first administration? A U.S. Space Force. And you've got all these different nations coming up with the Space Force. And as we saw at the end of that clip, you've got a lot of these different space agencies, analyzing Oumuamua and trying to figure out what it is. Well, hey, these space forces aren't just meant to shoot down Chinese and Russian satellites. They're ultimately going to be used to try to fight against the second coming of Yahushai. But as it says in Revelation chapter 12, it's not going to go so good for you. And there was war in heaven. And this isn't talking about the fallen angels led by Satan going against the Lord. In the scriptures, you have three heavens. The first heaven, which is the regular sky. The second heaven, which is space. And then the third heaven, which is the spiritual realm where the Most High dwells. And this war in heaven is dealing with, Yahushai fighting against, these heathens, chiefly Esau and his space force. And, it's going to take place in the first heaven and, low orbit space of the second heaven. Michael and his angels, and the archangel Michael is also returning with Yahushai, fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and that dragon is speaking of Esau and his power structure right now, the reincarnated Roman Empire, which the Roman Empire was that red dragon when you read up in the first couple of verses of this chapter. But this reincarnated Roman Empire is those iron toes mixed with miry clay in Daniel chapter 2, this NATO EU system that the US is a part of and at the head of, and the angels of the dragon is his military forces, his fighter jets and whatever assets of his space force that he has, which we haven't seen yet. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Total defeat. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, the deceiver and the accuser of our brethren, which deceiveth the whole world. Showing that the Heavenly Father and his Son look like so-called white people. The Israelites are so-called white people, coming up with his theories of evolution and pseudosciences and using his technology to try to discredit the Bible. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Esau taken from his position of power by him that cometh to eat him with those dyed garments of Basra. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah, and until next time, Shalom.